Hi, we're live at the Guernsey Building in Peterborough, New Hampshire. You're watching People's VC TV. I'm your host today, Akhil Garland, and it's my thorough pleasure today to have the founding members of Blue U. We're going to be talking to them about their business. We have Terry Choate. Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having us.
Terry, it's a delight to have you here. And Joe Hileman. Thank you, Joe.
Thanks for having us.
Pleasure to have you here. I love your logo. Your Blue U logo is excellent. I'm excited to hear about your business, and tell me about kind of why you started it, or what you offer. Is there a certain problem that you saw out in a marketplace that you thought maybe you could help address? Help our viewers understand kind of what got you excited about this idea, and ultimately what it even is.
Sure, absolutely. We started this company as a result of, you can't really go any more than a couple days anymore without hearing of yet another incident of violence, whether it be in the workplace, at schools, hospitals.
Sadly, that's true. Right?
It is sad. It really is. But what we came to realize, we have a lot of contact with business owners through the course of our jobs as police officers, and we started to realize very, very quickly that there is very little in the way of training for these actual businesses on how to keep their employees safe in the incident of sudden violence or trauma.
So the problem then that you identified is that there's companies or organizations, maybe there's schools, but organizations that could use some type of training in terms of how to respond. Is that
exactly
what it's about?
What a lot of people don't realize, a lot of people in the case of an active shooter or incident of workplace violence, they rely on the fact that the police are going to be there to protect them. In reality,
that they're going to dial and somebody's there.
Correct,
2
that's
seconds
right.
later.
In reality, and most active shooter workplace violence situations are over in less than 10 minutes. Mm-hmm. National average police response time is 14 minutes. So what that means in essence is, if something like this happens in the workplace, you're on your own. So we found
some period of time, and it could be 14 minutes.
Oh, correct, absolutely.
Right.
Now that's the national average response time. Could be more, could be less.
Right.
But we realized that there is a huge lack in training on what people can do to keep themselves safe mm-hmm. in that mm-hmm. amount of time, mm-hmm. which is significant. A lot of damage can occur inside of 2 minutes.
Right. Right. So your thought, or your original thought, correct me if I'm wrong, is, let's provide, and you've been looking at this problem from the perspective of policemen, which is excellent, right? So you saw an opportunity to potentially solve a problem where if I'm getting you right, your service is really educating companies, organizations. This is, these are things that you could be doing and should be doing after you've placed an emergency call, if you were in this situation or that situation. Am I understanding
we
correctly?
Our training is unique in that we provide a very high level of understanding of what happens in a sudden and traumatic, violent encounter.
Yeah.
A lot of things happen to your body personally. A lot of things happen to the bad guy personally. Understanding these things and bringing that level of understanding creates numerous opportunities. Everybody has a toolbox. We're trying to fill your toolbox with tools, options, things that you can do based on your particular circumstances and situation as it exists at the time. Because this is all about making fast, effective decisions.
Right.
Fractions
and
of a
if somebody's
second.
been trained, and they're just moving into the operational mode, and I'm going to do what I've been trained. This is what I do. Then potentially their training is going to potentially save a lot of lives, prevent damage to people or equipment or whatever. It sounds like a really powerful idea.
It is powerful, and I think one of the things that we try to get across to people is this mind setting, right? You have to constantly, and one of the things we ask people is, are you willing to prepare a lifetime for one moment? Right, and you have
which
to be
may or may not come,
which may or may not come. But are you prepared for that one moment? And if you haven't trained your mind or even tricked your mind into believing that you've experienced something similar to this, then you are going to make critical errors, and that's where the freeze comes in these situations.
Right.
Everybody's heard of fight or flight. The major one is freeze. And why do you freeze, and how can you avoid that?
Right. And that takes training.
Takes training.
Right.
It does take training. It's when something happens to you, your mind starts to do the equivalent of a Google search. And it's looking for something to hit on that is comparable to what you're experiencing. If it has nothing to hit on, you get that freeze. And the longer it searches, the longer as that freeze exists.
Okay, so I think I understand, and I believe our viewers would understand that you're in the business of solving a problem. The problem is training companies or organizations in terms of how to respond under certain situations, maybe after they've dialed 911.
That's correct. That is absolutely correct.
Awesome. So that's super exciting. I'm looking forward. We're all looking forward to learning more. We do have to take a short commercial break. We'll be right back. We're talking to Terry and Joe from Blue U. It's a pleasure having you guys here. And when we come back, we'll talk about a little bit more about who your customers are and some of these other problems that you're solving. So you're watching People's VC TV. We'll be back in a moment after a short commercial break. Hi, we're back. You're watching People's VC TV, and we're with Blue U, a business located in New Hampshire that was started. When did you guys actually start this business?
We started it a few years ago. I'm going to say probably 2012. We really started getting into the business. We've kind of come to where we are now. We started more with the stand your ground.
Yep. So the idea came a few years ago. You're solving a problem. The problem is how companies, personnel, could respond or should respond in the event of an emergency.
And drills actually bring those to light. It's another thing that we offer live drills and scenarios.
Yep.
And when we do these things for companies, it really brings to light how much damage can occur in a very, very short period of time.
Right.
So it brings a live aspect to it, a practical aspect to it.
Got it.
And there are so many different facets to this type of training. Policy is a big one. Most companies don't have policy specific to this type.
Well, who would be your customers? Give me some examples of the type of business that would.
We work with large businesses, corporations, small businesses, universities, nursing homes, associations. One of the unique things about our business is this is very much theory-based training. There are really no endorsements that you can get from anybody on this type of training. Where we are different, as far as we've been able to tell, we have endorsements. We work with workers' comp insurance companies, and there are several of them now who have endorsed our training. And that's about the best you're going to get.
And so they're clients of yours, these insurance companies?
That's correct.
So they want to prevent all of this
correct.
from happening in the first place?
Yes, and that's a big deal for us.
So you've partnered up with certain workmen's comp-related insurance companies to say, hey, we can help save lives and people
cut down
and
on
money.
claims. Yes, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, and they're actually hosting the training for all of their clients to come to.
Oh, at their facility.
Correct.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yes.
Right. Excellent. So, so I think we understand what you offer. Tell me who else offers this? Who are your competitors? What's the business landscape like for you?
As far as we know, we haven't been able to find any direct competitors. That's not to say that they're not out there. We're very regional right now. We cover the New England area, starting to branch out. Our goal is to become a nationally recognized company in this particular space. There are companies out there who will do active shooter training. One of the big ones is Houston Police Department developed it. It's called the Run, Hide, and Fight series. We take that a step further by teaching people not only to run, hide, and fight, but how to run, where to run, how to fight, how to hide. We just bring a whole different aspect to it.
So there are, there are some people are offering this, or some organizations are offering this, but no real leader has emerged. Or how would you kind of characterize how you fit into that?
If you think of the market, it's huge. It's every business, it's every school, it's every hospital, it's every nursing home. There has not been a company that has emerged to become the known company in this
So you see some
space.
a lot of opportunity in this space.
Absolutely,
Got
huge
it. Okay.
Huge opportunity.
We're going to have to take another short commercial break, but we'll be back. You're watching People's VC TV. Hi, we're back live on People's VC TV. We're broadcasting from the Guernsey building at 70 Main Street in Peterborough, New Hampshire. It's a pleasure. We've been learning about Blue U from the founding members, Terry Choate and Joe Hileman. talk to me about how you do this. In other words, is it through seminars? How do you structure those? Educate us on kind of how do you accomplish this?
What we do is we customize we start off with seminars. So we'll come in and we'll do a block of lecture and seminar.
And a company will send certain employees that they feel like could benefit.
Absolutely. And it starts, we've done it for companies that do just their management staff down to companies that'll do 900 employees.
Mm-hmm.
So we've
all
done
900
all
are
900 employees
taking the seminar.
Correct.
Absolutely.
That's the ultimate goal.
Right.
Right.
Not in the same auditorium or convention.
We've done multiple. We've done like for the company that has 900 employees. We've come back and we've offered them at 2 in the morning for their midnight crew and whoever else. So we customize it for each individual facility. How many people do you have? How long of a training are you looking for? Companies can't afford to shut down for an 8-hour block. Right. So how do you break that up? And we've done it anywhere from 2-hour blocks, 4-hour blocks. We just did an 8-hour block the other day. And then once we do that, we follow up with, okay, let's do a live drill. Do a drill inside your facility, followed up by another training.
And then teach them how to do their own drills, I assume? Is that part of what you do?
One of the things that's difficult is we don't really have a train-the-trainer program with our company yet, because it's difficult for somebody to really specialize in this area and understand a lot about it. Not only are we police officers full-time, but we run our SWAT team. So we've been inside of a lot of these companies, a lot of these businesses where something exciting is going on, and I know where the most dangerous places are in each facility, in each room, in each office. And I can bring that to the table and show you. If I know where the most dangerous places are,
every organization is different, right?
That's where you should be hiding. So yes.
Right. Got it. So it's basically in-person training is what I'm hearing you say. You have seminars, you either go to a company's site or you'll go to an insurance company and do training there. So it's basically in-person training.
It is.
Are you both trainers? Do both of you do that?
We both do it. The other thing, one of the things that's inherent in business in general is turnover. And a lot of the companies we work with, they have a lot of turnover. We're developing a video series that we're going to license to companies so that as new employees come in, they can watch these videos. And one of the things that a lot of people don't realize is that OSHA requires that you keep your employees safe and that you have programs and training and things like that.
And with the turnover, it's just an ongoing...
It's an ongoing battle in most all companies. So we've found a way to address that. So that's something that we're going to be offering in the very near future.
And what's the response? Employees, I got another seminar I've got to go to. I have all this work to be done. At the end of the seminar, do you get a sense from them that they're thankful that they came, that these are skills they can, that they'll always have?
I'm glad you asked that question. That is one of the things that makes us most proud about this business. We have had 100% not only positive reviews, but rave reviews. And I will tell you that just one very big company, we trained their executive staff in a 4-hour training course, and the feedback that we got is it's the first time that they saw their executives sit through a 4-hour training course. They didn't leave, they didn't look at their laptops, they didn't look at. It's extremely engaging training. And
they want to learn this.
Absolutely.
Very interactive.
Very interactive. Absolutely.
That sounds fantastic. What a win-win for everybody. So, are you two at the moment the only trainers, or do you have other people that work with you or for you? Right
now, we are the only trainers. We do have guys that are in the process of learning the material, and we're training them and bringing them to seminars and having them do short periods. But right now, we are the only full-time trainers for the company.
Got it. And so you're basically a startup company. You've identified a problem that needs to be solved. You've come up with a solution for how to solve that. And obviously this is an enormous market, guys, right? I mean, even just in New England.
Absolutely.
It's a huge market, and the demand for this for our services is growing.
Critical.
Incredibly
So
quickly.
Talk to me about your kind of your growth plans. Are you thinking of, is this something that you would, franchise out or have different people in different parts of the country doing this, or do you just want to stay small and local? Or tell me about what your vision is for the future of Blue U.
Ultimately, our goal is we are extremely passionate about this. We want to become known as a nationally recognized company in this particular space. Our goal is to employ as many police officers, with experience in this particular subject matter as possible. And as far as franchising, I don't know that it lends itself to that. But like I said, the demand for our services, we'll walk into companies and they'll have facilities all over the place, and they want to get all their facilities, trained.
Right.
So it kind of takes us naturally into the national arena.
Right.
As opposed to, but primarily we are regional New England based right now.
Right. And are you still police officers as well? And this is something that you do in addition to your police work, or have you transitioned full time to?
No, we are, and that's something we talk about as our exit strategy from the law enforcement world,
right?
And into this full time. So right now we are full time law enforcement.
Right.
We do run our SWAT team in addition to our full time law enforcement careers. So there's a lot going on right now, and that's one of the things we work on.
Right.
Is how to exit out and into this full
time.
Right.
Well, you need it in both places.
Right. Absolutely. That's right.
Got it. Okay. So we're going to need to wrap things up. It's been such a pleasure having you guys here on People's VC TV. The Blue U concept that you have, I think, is really phenomenal, and I can see, the market potential for this is enormous. Before we conclude, though, it'd be nice for people to know if they want to get in touch with you, they have got a company, they want to inquire about your services, how do they find you guys?
The website address is www.blue-u.com.
Yep, blue-u.com. Okay, go to the website, learn about your services,
correct.
Contact you if they have an interest in learning more about how their company could take advantage of this training opportunity for their employees. So they're prepared in the event that there's an incident. They know what to do.
Right, absolutely.
Right. Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Terry, for joining us today. It's been a pleasure having you on the show.
Thanks.
Best of luck, Joe, with your business. It's exciting, and let's definitely stay in touch, and best of luck with everything.
Thank you
very much.
Appreciate it.